Well, a warm welcome to this CGTN live stream. My name is Omar, and we are live here in Guangzhou on the sidelines of the 133rd edition of the Canton Fair, the oldest, the largest trade expo in the world, and it's the first one since China lifted its COVID restrictions. Finally, business going back to face-to-face interactions, something that's been applauded by many business people. And today I'm joined by three distinguished guests who have a lot more experience than I do here at the Canton Fair. We're going to be diving into things about business, trade, sourcing products from China, of course the Canton Fair, the development of the quality of products. Quick introduction to everyone. We have Tiago Mateus from Portugal. We have Enrique Novoa. We're going to go with Henry for the sake of this live stream. And of course we have Kenneth Flem from Norway. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. So again, a relaxed conversation today, all about trade, all about doing business. As I mentioned right there, the Canton Fair. You've been coming for 20 years. You guys also have decades of experience combined. I'm going to start with you, Tiago. From an abstract sort of view, the Canton Fair, what does it mean to you? What kind of business opportunities and platform does this sort of trade expo provide?
Thank you, Omar. First of all, we are, I believe, all glad that Canton Fair this year it's on site, so we had the last 3 years online. For us and for our business, it's very important because we are doing here mainly sourcing and procurement. So it's one place where we can find, first we visit our old suppliers, but also we can find the new ones. We work for 3 different markets, Poland, Portugal, and Colombia. So in a way, Canton Fair, different products, different price range. So Canton Fair is very suitable because you can find different ones and adapt them to the market we are.
And similar with Tiago,
Sure,
I'm gonna jump into this because you're not based here. You've been coming back and forth, but you two gentlemen, you're based here. Henry, you've also been attending for quite some time. Of course, the past 3 years, everything's gone online. You can't do that face to face. You're from Venezuela, from a Latin America perspective. What are people from that region looking forward to? We had talked about this a bit off air. Perhaps not that many who showed up but are eager for the next edition. What is the Latin American connection with Canton Fair? What are the products? Because you also source.
I think there are many products, okay? China is
unlimited,
80% of the things you can see in the world. But basically, the first things is the people need to used to be afraid to come back here.
Yeah.
I invite you to come to the first fair in the world, is Canton Fair, where you can put many companies in one place where you can find everything. In 3 fairs, 3 weeks, you have everything.
Any product, every product.
Any products, good quality, good technology, good suppliers, everything is here.
Right.
So I think there is a high chance opportunity to do business. So I'm agree with Tiago. They need to come.
Yeah.
People need to come here, make business, and then let it happen. Yeah.
And there's something what you two have in common, also supplying supermarkets, perhaps a similar industry, different levels, of course. But what's unique about you, Kenneth, I feel, is that, okay, you've been attending Canton Fair for 20 years. That number is correct, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But you're not necessarily based here. But coming here for 2 decades, you're clearly committed to this event, which is not too far from here. Why do you keep coming back?
Oh, that's because we need it. We need it for all the items we have to buy and sell. If we don't visit the fair, we have to look at the PDF and the photos and everything.
Yeah.
After 3 years, I was so happy when it's open again.
So what you would say, these sort of face-to-face interactions, being able to touch, to meet with some, why that's super important for you.
3 years we have just running the business and buy the old items, and we need to expand to new groups of customers.
Right.
We need to find new items, new suppliers.
And
now,
we've been receiving that information from catalogs,
Yeah.
emails.
It's not possible.
Now we can go there.
No, we can go, touch.
did you guys try the sort of online webinar?
Yes.
It's not as good as actually coming here, right?
It's not comparable.
No.
It
costs a lot because we visit online. Okay, it's look nice. We order sample. Got the sample. Oh shit! That was bad.
a little careful with the language, but it's okay.
And especially in my business, one thing is we work for different markets with different time zones.
Right.
So even the meetings, they are not easy to
Yeah, because you're doing
13
meetings
to
with,
Colombia.
of course, that's,
Yeah.
and when everyone comes here, of course, everyone's on the same time zone in the same
And
city.
the buyers.
Of
They
course.
know the
And I
market.
think
They
the other
choose.
point would be, when you come, you always find something new.
Yeah.
It's,
We-
not,
Definitely.
it's not true always the same.
So
No
that,
matter if it's new company or the factory is developing a new products.
Yeah.
So it's always good to come. You will always see new opportunities
Yes.
and meet new people.
Yeah.
And by meeting new people, you can even find new customers. So anyway, this always good to come.
so in terms of, again, is in line because you've come here for 2 decades.
Yes.
I'm always curious about, because you look at sourced products from China, I think the reputation perhaps 2 decades, 3 decades ago was cheap, low labor cost, massive production, and perhaps a low quality sort of brand label on it. But that's clearly changed,
It's
right?
changing, yes.
Because you compare back to those 2 decades ago, okay, you're in home decor, you do items for the consumer. You compare 20 years ago to today, you must be seeing a quality
Yeah.
difference, no?
Very big difference for quality and also for this kind of buying, because for 20 years ago, when we come to China, we just, we buy this one and this one and this one.
And sell.
No, there is, and sell. No, there is trends. We have to follow the trends. And the Chinese suppliers, they became better and better year by year to follow the trends, to make new items.
And you've seen
You
this
know?
too?
Yes, definitely. And I think it's also about R&D. Like the manufacturers are investing much more
Right.
time and money in exactly what
Kenneth,
Kenneth said. The research and development, trying new things, inspirations, trends.
Yeah.
And they are making even their own trends. You know, before I think they would go to Europe,
Yeah.
United States, and focus on the trends there. Now we see already their
And-
own trends.
Right, so okay, so you have this sort of, you could call it an upgrading, a development of the quality of products, but there still do exist challenges. Things are getting more expensive here because the economy is growing, it's maturing.
Yes.
Of course, some low-end manufacturing, we talked about this earlier, is going to Vietnam, Bangladesh, other countries. Do you see this as a challenge? Is this hurting possible business,
Well,
or is it competition is good in that way?
The thing is, even if the labor cost is getting higher here, you still can find good products in the competitive price.
Okay.
Okay? So still the price is there, right? And even you can find that type of products in other countries because the labor cost is getting higher, then you can find products here with high technology. And less worry, I would say. With manufacturers' products, they can be more faster than before.
Okay.
Because they have been expanded, these factories, so they have more machines to manufacture more fast. So I think there are some benefits and some also benefits about the labor cost. But I think in the end, China is doing great. In the end, we are getting like 80% of the products here, right? Like,
Yeah.
Same as Ken. So again, predicting what I want to go into. So when it comes to companies, sort of distributors, taking products from China, sourcing them from China to other markets, you often hear about trying to diversify your supply chain and your country of origin products. But you said 80%. You said 80, 85. That must mean there's still a lot of trust in the suppliers that you work with here, because before some people will be a bit cautious and weary, you need to have that good relationship. I don't know. You can jump in on that.
Also, it's one important thing in China, this is my point of view in this business, it's also the infrastructures that they created. It's not only like the manufacturers that have increased the capacity with big industries, but it's also because we produce in the middle of China,
Right.
actually all parts of China.
All over the country, sure.
Then we have to ship, for example, to Colombia. For that, we need good roads to get the goods
the
into
ports.
the port. We need big ports as well.
Zhoushan Port, also Shenzhen.
Guangzhou,
Yeah.
Yanjian, and so on.
You need all of that.
So I think that was also an impressive work
It's-
that China did.
It's something that actually, at this point, I really like, because yeah, you have the manufacturing prowess that China presents, but you don't have other countries. They can
lack the infrastructure.
they can do it as well, but how are you going to get the manufactured project from the manufacturing base onto a train, onto a bus, onto a truck, to the port? That's a difficulty. And for you, to LATAM-based countries, South America, Central America, we've seen a lot more trade between China and that region. You've also had Chinese sort of business groups going over. Just from a LATAM perspective, what have you seen in terms of sort of economic development between China and that region?
In terms of economic, I would say they have good way to do business right now, because even the tax for import and exports are getting good deals between countries to countries to provide this type of service to
Right.
buy from different countries, right? So this is one. And second one, the Chinese business people are now investing in South America in order to develop in the countries. No matter if it's as a partnership or put manufacturers there, or try to make the business getting better in some way for supply the goods and have a better way to build channels to provide the product. So I think it's South America with China have been doing amazing from many years. It's just every time it's getting better and better.
Okay.
So for me, the labor cost is not like a big problem right now.
It's not.
No,
So it's something you can mitigate, something you work.
yeah, sure.
For you, what would you say is a challenge that perhaps you've seen develop over the past 5-10 years? That, of course, I don't know the exact size of the market in Norway when it comes to Chinese products entering. Is it the largest trading partner? But are you seeing challenges to get your source products to Norway? Is the consumer reacting to it in a different way?
No, we can see in Scandinavia that the governments, they want us to be sure that the labors, the social developments are good.
Yeah.
That all this kind of, and we accept it, and our customers accept that it will cost a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah. To get the documents, to get it costs a little bit more for.
That's a very important comment because, like I said, in different markets, for example, Colombia and Poland or Portugal, we have different requirements.
Right.
But this kind of ESTI and this kind of certifications for the factories here that they fulfill with all the social responsibilities and
you had mentioned before your operations also in Africa.
Yeah, we
also having Chinese involvement on that side as well.
Actually, China is investing, I think, for a few years already, a lot in Africa,
right?
In factories and developing
infrastructure.
Yes. We have some projects in Africa, in Senegal, Angola, Cape Verde. Senegal is not a Portuguese-speaking country, but Angola and Cape Verde. So we have a strong connection because the company is Portuguese. And actually, I was telling you before that we have a project, social project. We are building some kitchen in school in Mozambique. And one important thing, that we associate ourselves with the NGO, Portuguese NGO, and we challenge our partners here in China
to contribute.
Yeah. And the feedback has been really amazing.
Awesome.
Made us feel like very proud as well.
That they also want to play a part. Yeah. I want to kind of transition to, I know we're here on the Zhujiang River. It's a bit of a rainy day today, but we're really close to the Canton Fair complex, Pazhou, and we've all been there the past few days. I wanted to kind of hear your sort of on-the-ground feeling of visiting the venue these past few days. We all, of course, were talking about this a bit earlier. I'll start with you. What are you seeing at the event? It's a lot of people, but perhaps not as much of a foreign turnout. What's it like going through the halls? Of course, you can't visit every single one, but what's the feeling like?
First of all, I think the world is huge.
Yeah.
It's becoming bigger every year.
It expanded this year.
Yeah, expanded. We have a new wall, the hall, as we all know. I think my perception is also due to the comments I hear from our partners, suppliers.
Yeah.
And I think less foreign buyers that was expected. But still, a lot of people. I think a lot of domestic buyers, at least in the first phase, in the first 2 days, we saw many domestic buyers and suppliers and partners. I think they had the idea also that the foreign buyers will come
slowly.
I think the next one will be definitely different, but still very, very important, very big.
Do you see confidence already, or is the confidence? Do we have to wait for that confidence of foreign buyers coming later?
Wait for that confidence. I think this fair is like the test.
It's a trial. Okay, it's a trial.
For the expectation how it's going to be, but I'm agree with what Thiago said. But I will say in terms of suppliers, they are very active.
Yes,
I saw so many. Because I thought this kind of fair will be maybe a smaller one, because it's the first one. Maybe not because the suppliers are around China, right?
Right.
So there are people coming from any other cities of China to come to Guangzhou in order to try to find customers, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And they know this is the first one, so this is a test for them.
They rush.
They came.
They came.
That's true.
Yeah.
They came. So they're here. So this is a good it's good feeling for the next one. So who didn't come, lose the chance.
It's creating a sort of
right?
expectation, and I'm guessing you would agree on that on that level. I didn't jump into exactly the specifics of what you gentlemen are sourcing. Kenneth, I'll start with you. Just a quick sort of discussion. I know you were in home decor.
Yes.
Tell us about some of the products you were able to find here.
We are looking for, of course, we're looking for home decor items, but we also
Phase 2.
Phase 2. Yeah. So we are looking for items we can offer to our customers, different kind of customers, because during these 3 years we have got a lot of new customers because the market has been very well growing. So we need some new items for that kind of customers. So we have to look for new items.
Novelties,
So,
right?
yeah.
Is that hard to find though?
No, we've been surprised.
Okay,
So
It's very active.
yeah,
the
because
supplier, right?
it became like I was. If it was a normal fair, I would have the same walk, start with the same hall, with the same. But after 3 years, we start with a new hall. We start. Oh, we go this way.
Okay.
So we,
Find new things.
Yeah, we have never been in this hall before. I find new things. So yeah.
And you said BS.
BC home.
BC Home, perfect. Borskompaniet, I don't want to mispronounce that, but Norwegian purchasing manager. Okay, and you also again, but you've been in Guangzhou actually, so you know the reality of doing business here. But the products you're sourcing, maybe a bit of a background on what the items you're dealing with.
In terms of the products I'm sourcing, I can see high technology.
Okay.
For example, for the solar panel, the technologies are being better right now for the batteries, this type of thing. So. I mean, and I can find more companies now, more factories.
Yeah.
So, like we're talking right now, it's very active. The Canton Fair right now is doing very good. I think they do a great job. It's a huge opportunity for the people who really believe and trust.
Committed to
commit to come
yeah.
here. So yeah.
I know you're all non-food items for a lot of supermarkets around the world, but what are examples of those consumer products that you're also dealing with?
Okay, we trade in a wide range of categories, from sports to stationery
Yeah.
to car accessories, houseware. So in this fair, we have an office here in Guangzhou, actually here, Canton Fair. So we have teams that are currently in the fair.
Yeah, they're working. We're here, right? Yeah.
And but mostly, yeah, this kind of items. It's a wide range of
Right.
categories.
You said, and I know you're not based here because you just come here for the fairs, but you're very committed. You said you have an office here in Guangzhou, and I know you're also present here in Guangzhou. How key is it to have an on-the-ground presence? Again, I'm going to have them answer this. How important do you think it is to have feet on the ground here?
Structure here.
Yeah.
Because it makes us be able to travel and visit suppliers in the whole year basis.
Yeah.
Even though we need video meetings help. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
But if we meet face to face, visit the suppliers, it's different. We can
Right.
control better the production. We can, if some issue arises, we can go there and take care of that. And again, I work with, we supply around 5,000 supermarkets spread in these 3 countries. So it means that the time difference, if we have a problem in Colombia, we need to wait 13 hours to solve
Right.
it.
So being here,
Being
having
here helps
feet
a lot.
on the ground. Competition from domestic brands. I know you guys are in sourcing and moving products, but the reality is that domestic companies are also able to produce their own level of products and compete with other big brands. Do you see that in a negative way, especially when it comes to Chinese brands? Okay, maybe they can outcompete a Western or foreign brand. Do you think that's good, or there's a catch-up happening? No.
I think we're in a world competitive. We're in a world is globalized.
Yeah.
Okay. So competitive is normal, right? He does have a famous brand, right? So I'm talking about the important is not the brand. The important is how you provide your products and your service. What are your channels? How you let your customer know about you. These are the things that are more important. But of course, when you talk about brand, they have many years already, and it's very famous, and have been investing a lot of money in marketing to let people know about this
Right.
brand. It's more easy to understand the products, to know what they sell, and to make easy decisions in order to know what to buy, right? So when you are a new brand, you need to let this process happen. It takes time.
Step by step.
But I think China is doing great. I mean, China can give you both. Can give you brand, and can give you, let you make your own brand,
Sure.
or let you work with it. So in the end, there is a market for everybody.
Okay.
There is a market because you have price for different levels. Yeah.
Again, based on your time of coming here, I know, like you said, you come here and you source products back to Norway. But obviously the market here, it's trying to open up more, right? I think there's a bit of a debate internally with some businesses. I think, is the Chinese market really open to foreign investment? Of course, I know you guys are pulling products out of China. But you're still involved in a foreign sense to be in the Chinese economy, to participate in China business sort of platform. Do you think things are more open here when it comes to doing import-export, would you say, or is it becoming difficult in small ways?
Now than before?
Yeah, do you think it's more open now than before?
Yeah, definitely it's more open, but we don't want to do. We will not buy any company in China or have
Right.
our factory. We will not do that because, yeah, it's too complicated.
It's too complicated.
Yeah.
For you, you guys are able to come here, find what you need,
Yeah.
and source it back to wherever your
Yeah.
product ends up going. And are your products all finished, or they're finished, completed products, right?
Yes. Yes.
So it's a
Totally
direct-
finished. Yeah.
Totally finished. Okay. So that's a lot of confidence in what is being done here.
Yeah.
What would you change about Canton Fair? What is something you hope could be improved or adjusted? I know that's a bit out of nowhere, but because you've been coming here for so many years, you've seen so many editions. 20 years, two editions per year. That's a lot of Canton Fairs.
Yeah, it's a lot of Canton Fairs. Oh, a change. What to say to do that?
What do you? Would you? Is there
Because
anything?
It's growing so big
Yes.
that it's.
Yes.
I think it's if you come to the Canton Fair, you have no time to think about changes because
Right.
you have to jump into
Focus,
the
You still have-
absorb everything you can.
have to.
And you already have a lot of suppliers
Yeah.
you need to visit.
Yeah. So you have no time to
So if
to
they
be worried about something or think that that should be another way to do it or because so
The
it's,
way to improve, I would say, to increase the suppliers. But every year you have
Even
more
more.
suppliers,
Yeah.
right?
So there's more suppliers coming
So
every
I
year.
think every year they're making better and
Yeah,
better.
it's definitely better.
I don't think the Canton Fair is always the same. Some people say that. We already go so many times, it's the same. No, it's not true.
You don't think so?
Definitely did this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, definitely. You always have more suppliers. You always have new opportunities to see. That if you don't come, you are not able to know.
So the expectation after we've discussed all of this is that, okay, this first Canton Fair 2023, it's a testing platform, but do you still think there's a sort of
I would say something about Canton Fair.
No, no, educate me, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I mean, for example, like, I think we talked this before the interview. It's just China now is investing in other countries and looking for partners to manufacture in other countries, right? This
Right.
is happening right now for the labor cost problem.
And
But
the
they're doing the same quality in other countries because they bring not only the money, they bring the know-how. And they're doing good partnership with other countries. So if Canton Fair can be able to put more active suppliers to look for this type of partnership, they can willing to manufacturers in other countries like our countries, they can even help us to develop it more. They're doing, but in Canton Fair you can find this type of manufacturers companies, but can be a little bit more.
Big scale.
Yeah, because
Then how do you respond to when you meet with a client abroad who doesn't do business in China? How do you answer to them when they say, but we are worried about Chinese quality of products?
I think that would be a
I would say simple. I just wish show. Show is the best way.
Yeah,
I think
Less
that
stuff, more show,
Yeah,
right?
you can buy different qualities.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So it's no problem to find bad quality if you want. If you really want. Bad
If you
quality.
really want, you can find low
I
end.
think you can find. Yeah.
You still can.
You can, okay. But I think at Canton Fair there has to be a standard for some of the products, or maybe there doesn't exist. If you want to go to the back,
That's why you have to go there and check, and because you can find everything. In my
Okay.
opinion, you can find high quality products, but also have high price.
yeah.
It's all about also the price range, and but in China, I think that's also the beauty of things. Here, it's so big, the manufacturing industry is so developed that you can find the whole range of products from the entry level to the premium. For example, we sell in supermarkets. Our big client is in supermarkets, so we don't sell like high-end premium products. In Canton Fair, even in Canton Fair, you can find this kind of differences from the products. But I still, maybe 20 years ago, maybe Kenneth knows definitely better than me, but the quality was a big problem. But nowadays, we don't have, for example, in our office, in our company, we don't have quality control in-house.
So all
Yeah,
QC
we don't
is,
test the products
mind.
like used to be before, right?
I'm guessing your QC is done also
Yes,
somewhere
yes,
else. Okay.
yes.
Like outsourcing. But there are several companies that provide this service, big ones.
Right. So yeah, you
Of
have.
course, you
can
can
also
also
control
all the suppliers in Canton Fair. For example, for the oil industry or for the jewelry industry, but these type of things that the oil industry is more in Qingdao, the fairs. They're very nice, very big. But you still can find here
Right.
some machinery companies that work for the oil industry. So in the end, Canton Fair try to get as much supplier as they can
In one location.
in one
spot.
location in 3 weeks. Then you want to go for more details, you have China for
Yeah,
find your
fair
product.
enough.
Fair go sitting on
Well,
the
no
fair.
wonder. You had mentioned you came in from Europe, and before Canton Fair, you were visiting, you were traveling around.
Yes.
That's also quite important to people who source, right? You don't just come for Canton Fair, you also have to visit factories.
Yeah.
How important do you see that?
That's
You don't,
very important. We visit the most important suppliers before the fair or after the fair. Yeah, so we have to do that.
and that's sort of a trust-based
Yeah,
check.
it's a trust, and we need to meet them because if they have one or two booths in the fair, there's a small range.
Right.
Showroom with 3,000 square meters.
Awesome.
And they don't bring all the products.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
all novelties.
You
They bring
are
some.
the due diligence,
Yeah.
the
That's
quality
important,
sort
yeah.
of check,
Audits.
checking that they're doing fine is a necessity. I'm being told we have about 4 minutes left, so under some time here. Just to wrap things up, I think you guys have given a comprehensive discussion on Canton Fair. Just sort of as a cute way to end, what is your hope for future developments of Canton Fair? We can go one by one with this one. What would you like to see them do? What would you like to develop in terms of personal business goals? Do you think things are trending in the right direction?
I think so. I think Canton
Fair, the organization has been committed to improve, to expand, to bring more suppliers. And I think China will continue to be a very important country in our line of business
Yep.
because manufacturing, manufacturers and infrastructures are, I think, one of the most important things
You're not moving back to Portugal. You're staying here.
for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah, I'm agree with Thiago. I mean, the only thing like I suggest is try to put more companies that are willing to manufacture in other countries.
to
look
go
for-
abroad,
to look for
who are
Chinese
willing to, okay, we can be based here, but we
Yes.
want to partner, go out
Yeah,
somewhere else.
this-
You would
this-
like that.
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay.
I would like that.
And Kenneth?
Yes, I'm agree with the guys, and I think it's. But if the Canton Fair become bigger, I don't think it's possible
To make it even bigger.
I don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, to absorb, you
Yeah.
would need like 1 month to
Yes.
completely,
It's already good.
Yeah.
it's already good. The weather's awful, but it's good. All right, gentlemen, Tiago, Henry, Kenneth, thank you guys so much for this live stream. You guys went over a lot of topics here, and I hope the people who are watching, our viewers, got a pretty absorbing experience hearing from these foreign buyers who have not only been to Guangzhou, to the Canton Fair for a combined several decades. I have to check my math on that one. So I hope you guys got to learn a lot, hear a lot, absorb a lot. Again, Tiago from Portugal, Henry from Venezuela, Kenneth from Norway. Again, you can watch this live stream over and over again on our website. We're going to have more Canton Fair live streams over the next few days, exploring what this event is about, different topics, different buyers from around the world. So on behalf of myself, my three gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.